Very good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fit and safe at your place. So, in the previous lecture, we discussed about the concept of groups and periods in modern periodic table and how elements are being classified according to the number of valence electron in groups and according to the number of shell in periods. And in today's lecture, we will discuss the names of few important groups which are there in your syllabus and why they are named so, what are the examples, and then we will also discuss about the concept of atomic radius, what does it mean, and how atomic radius changes across the period and down the group in the modern periodic table, and how it is interrelated with the reactivity of the elements. So before starting atomic radius, first of all, today we will discuss about the names of some specific groups which are there in the modern periodic table. As we already discussed that in the modern periodic table, total 18 groups are there. The vertical columns which are present in the modern periodic table, like in this case, so I have shown only the few one which is there in your syllabus. So these are the groups, and 7 periods are there which are the horizontal rows which are there in modern periodic table. Here I have not shown the concept of lanthanides and actinides because today we are going to discuss the name of specific groups, their example, and why they are named as such. So let me start with the first one. I have written A because this is transition one. So just to differentiate between transition elements from non-transition elements, this letter is being used. Group first A. Elements which are present in group 1A are also known as alkali metals. Elements which are present in first group or group 1A, they are also known as alkali metals. What are alkalis? Such metallic oxides or hydroxides which are soluble in water are known as alkalis. Alkalis are the soluble bases. So elements which are present in group 1A, they are also known as alkalis because they dissolve in water. Their oxides and hydroxides dissolve in water completely. That's why elements which are present in group first or group 1A, they are known as alkali metal. Alkali means soluble bases because all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Alkalis are the soluble bases. There are not many examples like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, francium, cesium. So all these are the examples of alkali metals which are present in group 1A. So elements of group 1A are also known as, what do we call? Alkali metals. They are also known as alkali metals. Now coming to second group, 2A, the elements which are present in this group, they are known as alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. So what is the reason why they are named as alkaline earth metals? So elements which are present in group 2A or group 2 of the modern periodic table, they are known as alkaline earth metals because their oxides and hydroxides are also soluble in water. Then why word earth is being used? The reason of using this word earth because their oxides are basically found on earth crust and these metallic oxides are stable to heat. That's why these elements are known as alkaline earth metal. Alkaline earth metal. These specific terms you have to learn along with reason. Alkaline earth metals. For example, beryllium is there. For example, magnesium is there, calcium is there. So these are known as alkaline earth metals. Now this is first A, second A. Now I will come to this 7th A, very important group. 7A or 17th group of the periodic table. Elements which are present in group 17th or 7A of the modern periodic table, they are known as halogens. This is the word halogens. Halogens. Now this is made up of two words. This halogen is made up of two words. Halo and gens. Halo means salt and gens means forming. So these are salt forming elements which are highly reactive in nature. Halogens are salt forming elements which are present in group 17 of the modern periodic table. These are highly reactive non-metals. Why I am using the term these are highly reactive non-metals? Reason, because these elements consist of 7 electrons in their outermost shell, and because only 7 electrons are there, they require only 1 electron to get stable, so they require very lesser amount of energy. So that's why if energy consumption is less, reactivity will be more. I will come to that point also, the concept of reactivity. So that's why elements which are present in group 17, they are highly reactive. This is the feature. And why they are known as halogens? That is not related to reactivity. That is related to their property. Because these are salt forming elements. Like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene. So all these are salt forming elements. They form metallic chlorides, metallic bromides, metallic fluorides, etc. So lot many examples are there for halogens. For halogens, you can have fluorine, chlorine, bromine. These are the example. Few of the example I have written. And the last group, which is called 18th group or 8A group of the modern periodic table, this group is also known as, the elements which are present, they are called noble gases, but this group is also known as zero group. This is denoted by this particular name. This group is also known as zero group, and the elements which are present in this group, they are known as noble gases. Why this group is known as zero group? This group is known as zero group because the elements which are present in this group, they are stable. They doesn't require neither to lose, gain or share electron. Their shells are fully filled according to stable electronic configuration. That's why this group is known as zero group, and elements present in this group, they are known as inert gases, inert elements or noble gases. Again, not many examples are there for the 18th group elements like neon, like argon, like krypton, like xenon, like radon. So all these are the examples of your noble gases. So these are the name of some specific groups which are there in the modern periodic table. Now if we talk about periods, no specific names were given to the period. Only one thing is there, like which one is the shortest period. So first period is the shortest period of the periodic table. Why first period of modern periodic table is considered as the shortest period? Because it consists of only two elements, that is hydrogen and helium. So ये सबसे shortest period है modern periodic table का. Now I would like to discuss one important feature, that is atomic radius. What is atomic radius and how does it change across the period and down the group in modern periodic table, and how we can relate the concept of reactivity with atomic radius. So see here. Next term that I am going to discuss, that is your atomic radii or atomic radius, which is also known as ionic radii, atomic size or ionic radius. Now listen, what does it mean? It is the distance which is present between the nucleus and the outermost shell of the atom of an element, or the distance present between the nucleus and the electron or electrons which are present in the outermost shell of the atom of an element. That distance is known as atomic size or atomic radius. For example, see here, if I will take sodium, atomic number 11, this is the configuration. If I will draw its atomic structure, how I will draw? This is nucleus. First shell, how many electrons? 2. Second shell, how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third shell, how many electron? 1. So the distance between the center of the nucleus, or rather you can say nucleus, and from here to the outermost shell, this distance is known as atomic radius. This we call atomic radius. Now how atomic radius changes across the period and down the group, that we have to do. So first of all we will discuss that what happens to this atomic radius as we move down in the group from top to bottom in modern periodic table? As we move down, see, this is first period, this is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So as we move down in the group, because here this is first period, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. Total 7 periods are there. So on moving down the group in modern periodic table, atomic size or atomic radius increases. Why it increases? Due to increase in the number of shell. As shell increase, that size will also increase. Yes or no? I think you are totally agree on this point, because all these elements which are classified, we classify elements in periods according to the number of shell. Let's take one example to clear this point. Suppose, okay, I am not using this first one because hydrogen and helium are there. I'll start with this lithium. Lithium, then sodium, then potassium. Okay, here lithium, then sodium, then potassium. Lithium, this is the configuration. Sodium, this is the configuration. Potassium is 2, 8, 8, 1. Now you can see this distance increase. See, because number of shell keep on increasing. So atomic size increases down the group. जैसे हम ऊपर से नीचे आएंगे, जो atomic radius है elements के, it will increase. What is the reason? Due to increase in the number of shell. Now what happened and how it affects the reactivity then? Why do we say that potassium is more reactive than sodium and sodium is more reactive than lithium? I told you to learn atomic number up to 20, so first of all we will concern with this only. Why potassium is more reactive than sodium and sodium is more reactive than lithium? Although all three are metals, all three are present in first group of the periodic table, modern periodic table, all three are having only one electron in their outermost shell. All these three elements are having valency plus 1. तीनों की ही valency plus 1 है, consist of one electron in the outermost shell. Then why potassium is more reactive than sodium and sodium is more reactive than lithium? Potassium is more reactive than sodium because the distance between the nucleus and outermost shell is more in potassium. So potassium, there is a very lesser force of attraction between the nucleus and the outermost shell, the electron which is present in the outermost shell. So distance is more, so force of attraction is less. So potassium can easily lose electron as compared to sodium, and sodium can easily lose electron as compared to lithium. That's why potassium is more reactive. See, what is reactivity? The ease with which an atom loses its electron to get stable or gain its electron to get stable with very lesser amount of energy, that is known as reactivity. कोई भी एलिमेंट चाहे मेटल है या नॉन मेटल है, कितनी आसानी से इलेक्ट्रॉन को लूज करता है अगर मेटल है, गेन या शेयर करता है अगर नॉन मेटल है, विद वेरी लेसर अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी, दैट इज इट्स रिएक्ट, वो उतना ही ज्यादा रिएक्टिव है. So that's why potassium is more reactive than sodium and sodium further more reactive than lithium. So if atomic size will increase, force of attraction will decrease. If force of attraction between what? Between the nucleus and the electrons which are present in the outermost shell. So when force of attraction decreases, that particular atom can easily, here I am talking about metals, so they can easily lose the electron. And that's why in case of, when I am talking about this, the metallic character increases down the group. The metallic character increases down the group. As we move from top to bottom, metallic character increases. Now what happens as we move from left to right in the periodic table? As we move from left to right, atomic size decreases. Now here one question arises. I have written atomic size decreases. Now the question arises, as we move from left to right in the periodic table, how can we say that atomic size decrease? Because number of shells will remain same. Number of shells will remain same. Then how can we say कि atomic size को छोटा हो गया? वो तो नहीं हो सकता. Number of shells same रहेंगे. Let's take one example to understand this. See here. For example, if I will take the same one like lithium, then beryllium, then boron, then carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So lithium 2 1, this is 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6. For comparison, you can take 2 elements also, that is also fine. So in all the cases, see, 2 shells are there only. Then how we can say that atomic size decreases? Very important question. But yes, atomic size or atomic radius decreases as we move across the period from left to right in the periodic table, because in the same shell